Reddit has lost 86% of ChatGPT citations within 4 days. But there's a couple of studies, but I want to share the one from Sami Akkawi, co-founder at Petra Labs. They analyzed 126,500 ChatGPT responses. And what they found was that social domains, so things like LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, those are the channels they looked at. They have decreased in being cited within ChatGPT as a source across the board. But the highest is YouTube, with an 88% decrease in being sourced in ChatGPT. They're like not even pulling YouTube videos up. Well, what are they citing instead? This part is really important, especially for marketers. Welcome to Notorious B2B. Whoa, look at us thinking.
Mind stuff.
We've never done that before.
Mind stuff.
It took 74 episodes for us to do that.
It's just repetition, isn't it?
We'll probably never do it again.
Next time we will.
Yeah, okay.
Because now I'm going to practice.
Okay, so we have an interesting docket today.
Very interesting.
I always say that every time.
I think that's the word.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's the word. Yeah.
We have depth, not quantity.
That's right. That's how we do it. Ruthless prioritization.
Ruthless prioritization. Yes. I actually kind of like it. It's funny because we have been doing less volume of stories so that we can keep the episodes more concise, but then we just talk longer for each story and then the episodes stay equally as long. So I'm like, how do we do this well enough? But we get going and there's a lot to say because
I don't even know how
that happens. Honestly, me neither.
It does.
It does. Okay. What's going on?
First up, I just want to paint a picture with this one. So imagine it's summer as it is right now.
Okay.
Your kids, if you have kids, your kids are out from school, right? July and August. It's time to kind of party. It's hot out. You're going to pool parties. You're hanging out with your friends. A lot of people are off or not and going on vacations.
Yeah.
But you work for a big company. You're making money at that company, obviously. It's a big company.
Yeah.
And like you have it all planned out. You're like, oh, I'm going to, kids are going to be off. We're going to do some vacations. We're going to go on those pool parties. We're going to take the day off. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to travel a little bit.
Okay.
You have all these plans and you kind of set yourself up and you're hyped up to do it. Everything's all set up. And then your company says, I know you have PTO and it's unlimited. Let's just say that.
Okay.
But can you not take any vacations in August? Our sales are slacking and we need to kind of have a better Q4. Can you just not, I'm just going to deny all these. Can you just not do that? Let's just stay put. Just let the kids have, go to daycare. That'd be great.
Oh.
So this is what Accenture does, basically told their employees to do. So this article came out this week. The Accenture CEO made a vacation request to employees for this August. They basically asked employees to think twice about taking their time off for August as the company pushes for a strong finish to its financial year and a rare one-time policy change. Rare, it says. The big thing they tried to give them, I guess, is they will, because usually so they don't have unlimited PTO. I kind of threw that in there as a drag on, but they, you know how PTO goes. You lose it after the year for a lot of companies.
Yeah, you can't carry over.
And their fiscal year ends, I believe it said the end of August. So for a one-time thing that what they're going to do is, so this is why it's big, right? Because their fiscal year ends. A lot of people have PTO stacked up.
Yeah, they're probably and
so they're just going to use it.
Yes, backloading, all of that.
Yeah, exactly. So they're giving them a one-time pass, it'll actually carry over to 2027 if you do not take off in August, so that we can hit our numbers essentially.
Now, was this for all employees, just sales, just marketing? Is it just across the board?
I think it says across the board. I'm sure some aren't as important.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that that's not the case, but yeah, it says just across the company.
That is crazy to me. Okay, so one thing is the word request. So he said we're requesting that. So it sounds like they're kind of asking the employees and it's up to their discretion. And obviously the ones that decide to fulfill it get their vacation moved. But I don't know. Request is kind of a keyword here. What?
I just want to call you out here.
Okay.
I know you assumed it was a he. This is a she.
A she. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it just sounds like something.
To get you there.
Yeah, sorry. Whoops. They. Look at his face. He's so happy. He got me with that. Okay, she. Yeah, that makes it worse. Okay, so she said that and the request. Now, with the request situation, does that mean that you truly have a choice to say No, I got to take my vacation because I booked everything. I planned everything.
If you want your job when you come back, it's not a request.
Wait, did they say that? Like, and
No.
It's like, we're requesting and you have a choice, but our choice is you will not have a job when you return.
No, but you know how that goes.
Yes. You get the, what I call target on your back, invisible target on your back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's...
You aren't a team player. So it's like you can take your vacation, but now you have an extra dose of guilt and anxiety.
Pretty much.
But see, if I was the employee, I'd be like, okay, so they're going to let me carry it over into 2027. What's to say in 2027 that they aren't, one, going to lay me off, two, allow me to take my vacation at that point, right? This is very tricky. Very tricky.
Well, the other part is like, if you have kids, most of them are off in summer.
Yeah, like...
It's like, okay, fair, fine. I can roll that over. But like, there's so many less times you can do those things.
Yeah, Christmas break, spring break. Those are the only other 2 times they're out of school.
Most expensive times to travel.
Yeah.
Because of it. Well, summer's expensive too, but like most expensive.
Yes. Wow.
What would you do?
If we already had stuff planned, like booked, and the thing is, like we do a summer vacation every year and we take a week off. We go to like some kind of warm place. We get a pool, beach, whatever. And the way Nash and I operate, we book things like 4 months in advance. So we would have been one of those people that would have had flights, Airbnbs or hotels, itineraries, all of that stuff would have been done. Car rentals, if you were going to do that, all of that would have been done. So I would probably continue to take my vacation knowing the risk of coming back and I wasn't the team player that decided not to, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I know, but it would just have to be that way.
Would this change your mind if Julie Sweet, the CEO, says, and this is what she did say, our shareholders are counting on us to deliver a strong quarter in Q4. Everyone can contribute, even you, Tess.
No, it would not change my mind. That is what they want. They want that all the time. Increasing shareholder value. Those words are on every meme that's on Instagram about corporate. So, I guess the me now is a very different person than who I was in-house because I did kill myself in-house to do everything to perform well. So I guess I'm answering for the perspective of who I am today. Who I am then, I don't know. It would be hard. If we had everything booked and we had to face like cancellation fees and all of those things, I would probably talk to my manager and be like, is the company going to compensate me for all the cancellations I have to do? All the time off,
Maybe.
like the grandparents want to, like 2 of the grandparents work. And so they would take time off. My husband would take time off. Like it's a domino effect. If I were to stay back, it would still impact everybody else. So I would probably have to be like, I'm so sorry, I can't do it. That's ultimately what would come to. What about you? Would you do it? You're a people pleaser. I feel like you would do it.
I'd fold.
Yeah.
I'd fold for sure. Well, it would be 2 parts here. The first part, I would, depending on my situation at the time, am I working from home? Am I not? Like, because I would try to get away with going on the vacation
and working from there. Ugh, that's worse. That's the worst.
I think I could pull it off. I'm pretty good at that stuff. I feel like
you have Slack on your phone, and then you just keep like.
Well, it's just or like you get one of those things. I'm assuming this company's tracking how much. I'm assuming they also use Microsoft Teams. If your thing's always on, so like there's always those tools on Amazon. You can
the mouse tools.
Clicks enter all the time. Yeah, I would definitely try that out, but then I would fold. Yeah. I'd 100% fold. Okay. And the other thing I want to throw in here, because I have some insider knowledge here, is I know someone that does work at Accenture, and I had a few round of layoffs this year.
Okay.
And they also know that there's another one coming at some point. So
it's a quick way to get people on that list who are like,
this might, I'm not saying this is what they're doing, but this might be their like, here's a little filter, like just get people out of just make it easy.
The people who are not team players. Ugh.
It's effing bullshit, but it's just.
Yikes. Good for them.
Whatever I want.
No, terrible. Oh my gosh. You know what? Is it the worst news we've heard? And policy changes these companies have done? No, at least they're quote requesting. But I feel like we're getting to the point where, we're sacrificing well-being, health, family vacation, personal time, all in the name of just capitalism and profit. And now it's like, oh, we give all these benefits if you work at Accenture, but also like we're going to retract them when we feel like it. And you have the choice to say no, but the choice always comes with another hidden price. And that is just sum up corporate America, startup life in like one fucking sentence. And that would be it, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have Dan Sanchez. Now, I didn't know who this guy was, okay? But clearly people know him. He has like 32,000 followers-ish. His tagline is the practical AI marketing guy. So I don't know, maybe you know him. He talks a lot about this stuff.
He's OG LinkedIn.
Is he?
Is what I'd say.
Is he?
He had one of the first B2B podcasts, him and blanking on his name.
Yeah.
I'm friends with him though, but I'm blanking on his name. But they had like one of the first actual like B2B podcasts.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay.
This was like 2018-ish, 19, something like that. Like proper B2B.
Proper B2B.
So he's an OG.
So looking at some of his history, he obviously has a long time in marketing in general. Started as a designer, into director of marketing, director of audience growth at Sweetfish.
Yeah.
So that's where he was for a good while. And then he had a B2B growth podcast that was ranked number 1 in the Apple podcast marketing category.
Yep.
So the podcast was just called B2B Growth by Sweetfish, and it was the number 1.
Yeah.
Then became director of inbound marketing, yada, yada, yada. Then started working for himself. His current company is AI Driven Marketer. So it helps marketing leaders learn, implement, and scale AI powered content systems through things like courses and community. So that's what he does now. He has a podcast right now as well. And this latest post caught everyone's attention because he said, his post says, "This will be my last post for a while. Things have changed on here, and for me, the platform is less helpful and collaborative than it used to be. It's not dead, but the AI content, especially the automated comments, make it feel more like a garden overgrown with weeds. It's to the point where it's starting to get hard to tell what is real or not. Personally, I've been stretched too thin across too many initiatives, and I'm pruning back a number of things, and LinkedIn did make the list. What did make the list was the AI-driven marketer, so I'll be spending more time there. Find it wherever you subscribe to podcasts. It's been a solid 5 years on here, and who knows, things change. Until then, peace. Hashtag Sanchez." That's interesting that he combined his Dan Sanchez to Sanchez. What would yours be?
Mine doesn't flow like that, so it can't be mine.
Tavidson. It sounded like it's merging into my name.
Tisan Derulo.
And mine would be Tober.
Yeah, yours fits.
Yeah, it does.
Hashtag Tober.
Okay. So he has a picture of himself saying bye LinkedIn. It got a couple hundred reactions. But the reason why this post caught my eye is because of the comments. People were kind of eating him up in the comments because they said, it's ironic given that you're pivoting to a podcast with that title. I mean, I get it, but you see the irony, right? Because he's saying he's sick of all the AI shit on LinkedIn, but he's going to fully invest into the AI-driven marketer podcast. And people are like, bro, you can't shit on AI and then 2 seconds later in the same sentence be like, also, I'm pursuing something that's all AI related. And there are a lot of people agreeing with him. But again, lots of people saying, you know, like, hey, the irony of your statement. And he's like, I get the irony, but you, like, if you listen to me, you know that I commonly talk about the nuances between human and AI, yada, yada. So sometimes, I mean, it just did come across a little bit like kind of tone deaf, like you're not hearing yourself in this situation. But he has a lot of love in there as an OG guy. They do love him. And he was right. I mean, he posted this a week ago. And as of now, it is still his last post. So far, it is not a rage bait or attention-seeking tactic. But what are your thoughts?
To be fair to him, not AI is very broad. So like you can hate AI comments but also love AI. You can do two. You can do both.
True.
Like if you just look at, if you've never, and I've never listened to his podcast, so I don't actually know if his podcast was about how to create AI comments.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But like you could also say, but like it's AI driven marketer. That could be about anything about using AI. Doesn't mean it has to like AI comments.
Yeah.
So I get it from that standpoint. The other thing I would note, and I always find this funny, is people say buy LinkedIn. Why do you do that? just leave.
Just leave. Like, why do you got to make
go.
it a big hurrah?
Yeah, like what's like? Unless you're looking for people to be like, no, don't go. And like it's like that your thing.
But we love you. That's he did get a lot of comments of people saying he love you. Now listen, my personality type, I'm 100% the person who would be like, guys, here's my long farewell and why reasons I do it. Like I would do that. You would rip me apart, but I'm a words of affirmation hoe. That's part of the reason why I'm even on LinkedIn is like, you could pay me in compliments and I would be very happy. So that's something that I would do. But I think looking at his content and the stuff, he basically wants one final push of people who do like him from a follower perspective to go consume his other content that he's putting more time and effort into.
It's actually a good play.
Yes, it's a smart.
Now scale that. Do you do that every week?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm like, is he going to come back every once in a while and been like, 1 week off of LinkedIn? Here's what I learned. 2 weeks off of LinkedIn. That's what I would do.
And it could be like asterisks at the bottom written by AI.
Yeah.
So like maybe he's not actually on it.
Yeah. Like I told you, I wouldn't write on this anymore.
He's not there.
Technically, it's the truth.
Maybe that was the whole play.
Maybe.
Is to explain that actually an AI is going to be running the LinkedIn profile for a while.
Ooh, you know what? That's playing chess. That's playing chess right there.
That would be a play.
Yeah.
Other thing I want to note here. A lot of people have been saying this. Good for him for actually doing it if he's going to stay on it. I've personally definitely not left LinkedIn, but everyone was like, oh, go to X. I gave it the fair shot. I downloaded it, the app again. I posted a couple times. Not really about that. I was trying to consume on it. Nah, it's not it. LinkedIn's where it's at. I don't know what people are on.
I know.
I don't know. Everyone's going to be back.
You're going to leave. You're going to leave for YouTube. You're going to leave for all of these things. You're going to come back, you know?
Oh no, my legs are down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Also,
it's temporary.
Wait, didn't LinkedIn, you posted about this last week where LinkedIn now, they heard me and they allow you to flag comments as AI comments, but only on other people's posts. You can't do it on your own post, but you can do it on other people's posts.
At the very least, I don't have access to it.
Oh, you don't?
I have access to like if I looked on your posts and someone commented, I could say AI slop.
Really?
My post specifically, I don't know. I actually don't know if that's a thing, but on my post at least, I can't tag someone as AI slop.
I can't see that option at all on my post or anybody else.
Yeah, so you might have access to that part.
Lame.
So I'm not sure if they're not going to ever do that.
Oh, wait, like I see it. I see it on Chelsea's post. So I think it's like the posts that are older than a week from when they released it. You can't see it on like the older stuff. It's all the newer posts now. So that's what I just did a test on is some of the stuff from the docket that's like over a week old and then some that I can't see. So
I wonder if they're going to actually do anything with it. That's the interesting part.
Well, everybody has this conspiracy that they're going to use it to train their AI models even further. So I don't know, but
it's actually a good way to do that.
Yes. It's
a very good way.
Yes. It's great. Again, it benefits them more than it benefits anybody else, but you know, hopefully it'll benefit the platform as well.
But my thing is like, as soon as I saw that was an option, I went to my posts.
And so
because when you post and you see the notification, you know, there's a few folks that are like, these guys, these girls always be posting AI comments. Let me get those first.
Yes.
So I wasn't able to do that, which is annoying. So I had to go, I don't pay attention to your comments.
Yeah, exactly.
More than mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I had to like search for some and I didn't find any specifically. So when I posted about it, I just used Chelsea to make fun, just to like, just be like, all right, haha, Chelsea's commenting AI for funny nose.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. But like, that's my only qualm with it right now. Is like, there's a few that I would 100% do this for.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them and I'd probably screenshot and like send it to people about it.
Yeah, I know.
They'll figure it out.
Well, they'll figure it out. Okay. So what else do we have? I was like confused what was going on with this one, but it's crazy regardless of my confusion. So walk us through.
So, all right. This post is from Kyle Lacy, one of those guys that said he's going to leave LinkedIn, go to X. He's been posting on X, to be fair.
But he didn't leave LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I don't think he meant like he's going to leave LinkedIn. He's giving excellent another shot.
Okay, fair.
Fair. You can do both.
Is he posting the same content there, just a shorter version? Is that how it's working?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I know he posts other stuff that he doesn't post on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
Like I know he always posts something about like Orange Theory Fitness, his like
personal stuff.
His whatever, his heart rate or whatever. And all that whole, well, there's like, that's the whole thing. It's like trying to get in the orange zone or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe it's his time. I don't know. Something about his fitness.
Fair.
So Kyle posted this. It's about outreach personalization gone wrong, like really wrong. So it's a screenshot of an email he got from someone doing outreach. Okay. I'm going to read the screenshot first.
Okay.
Person says, "Hi, Kyle. I'm a podcast host, interviewer, content creator, marketing professional, and creative entrepreneur, and host and creator of some podcasts that he X'd out. Let's get on Kyle here, where I'm interested in conversations with authors and creative professionals about their books, personal journeys, life experiences, and the ideas behind their work." First off, already done. That's the worst start.
Yes. I'm not even reading it. Yeah.
Just learn something about outreach. All right. Yeah. But we keep going because it gets worse. This person says, "I recently came across Unraveled, When Loss Changes Everything, and I was immediately moved by its honest approach to grief, loss, and finding a way forward when life suddenly becomes unrecognizable. What particularly caught my attention is that the story comes from your own experience with Betty after the devastating loss of your 1-year-old daughter, Ella. This decision to walk through that darkness together and share the lessons you discovered along the way gives the book an extraordinary sense of authenticity and human connection." Yada, yada, yada. They went on to say something else. He didn't show the rest of the screenshot. So, Kyle says with the screenshot, "Apparently, I've been through an extremely devastating experience of losing a 1-year-old daughter named Ella. What the hell, people?" He's basically saying, I have not. Okay. This is not me. Okay. It's not him at all.
Right.
Okay. So this person did not do their research a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're pitching from a podcast, and they just did the wrong outreach. And actually, Kyle put an update here. It says, "I received the same note from another podcaster." So this is like...
It's like a template.
It's a template.
Okay.
AI template? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't know is if there's another Kyle Lacy that wrote this book, because I am also mistaken for the VP of IT at the NFL, Tim Davidson.
He sounds very cool, by the way.
That person? Tim Davidson? No, he's not cool. He gets a lot of calls. I don't like it. Save my phone number for some reason.
Okay.
But like, there's wrong personalization, and there's like personalization about grief. Like, to the wrong person, that's done. Like, that's it. You do not want to say that to the wrong person. Even if that was him, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's a wild thing to personalize, you know? Yes. And this is why, like, I always tell people, I'm like, you don't have to personalize like my fucking dog's name and my mother's social security number and my childhood trauma and all this fucking shit. The only thing you need to ever personalize for someone who's in the market to purchase some kind of software or service is just anything related to the actual buying journey for that product or service. Are they researching competitors? Are they looking at pricing? Those are the things that you have to do. I've never once bought something because someone said, "Oh, your name is Tass. You live in Westerville, Ohio. Your children's name's this. Oh, are you having issues, whatever, with IBS or whatever the fuck?" Like, they get so crazy. But then also I think I'm more forgiving of the like, "Hey, first name." We're like, "Oh, that shit happens all the time." That's wrong personalization. Yeah. That's personalization that didn't work. How do you go out of your way for it to be so completely wrong? And why would you ever use somebody's grief story regardless? If Kyle Lacy did write that book, why would you ever use that as a lure to do anything with him? Get a meeting, get on the podcast, whatever. Especially if the podcast isn't even related to grief or anything else. He's like, I'm interviewing professionals about their background.
Yeah.
And I was trying to look up the book. I can't find the book. If it was like a Kyle Lacy, there's Unraveling Grief, which is written by Megan Smith Brooks. And it's about motherhood. So like, we have completely missed the mark here, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's just, and even if I type in Kyle Lacy author, I mean, Kyle is an author of like, he's got 2 books, like the actual Kyle Lacy that we're talking about here. So I don't know like what the prompt was.
It's like Kyle Mertens and Betty Mertens. They wrote Unraveled, When Loss Changes Everything. They've completely got the wrong Kyle, and it's not even close. It's not even close.
You're Kyle.
You're a Kyle.
Yeah, any Kyle's getting this message.
That's all they
Any Kyle's
fucking
getting
wanted
this.
to do.
Good for them.
What is the prompt that would end up with messaging the CMO of Docebo? Like, wow. That's crazy. But even if I was Kyle Mertens, I don't know if I would want to get that message with someone using my daughter's death.
No.
To then get me on a podcast that has nothing to do with the story or helping other people who've gone through it either. Insane.
No, I mean, no one's reading past, I'm a podcast host, interviewer, content creator, marketing professional, and creative entrepreneur, and host and creator of podcasts.
I did write down. I was like, man, props to Kyle for making it past the second paragraph, because I would have just skimmed that and been like, what are you even talking about? I even sent a screenshot earlier this week in the group chat, remember? Because someone reached out to me and gave me some like pitch about some random shit that had nothing to do with my business. And I responded and I was like, what are you even talking about? I'm like so over it with people.
Yeah.
Like, I almost respect the people who just send a generic message like, hey, Tass, I help with YouTube growth. I'm like, cool. I help with YouTube growth.
Buy my stuff would work.
Yeah, buy my stuff. Like one of my favorite posts ever was Eddie Schneider wrote, hey, if you want to work with me, here's my link to book a call. That's it.
Let me know.
Literally, that was his post. I was like, I love it. It's so simple. No fluff.
Where's the attribution?
Full respect. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on to big prompt energy. I'm trying to do an echo thing. I'm trying to do an echo thing.
Big prompt energy.
No.
What do we got here?
Oh, interesting stuff. Because I found it interesting, at least.
Okay.
So if you remember in May, Spirit Airlines went bankrupt.
Okay.
Right? Big old Spirit Airlines. Mm-hmm. When I first saw this headline, which is Google's outrageous plan to train AI using Spirit Airlines data blasted by flight attendant union. That's not actually the headline that I saw first, because this started coming out today, actually, that people are actually pushing back against it. But right before that, it said Google makes a bid to buy Spirit Airlines data. At first, I thought they were buying Spirit Airlines.
Oh.
For the planes. I was like, ooh, that's interesting.
I would totally get on a Google flight.
Oh, yeah.
I book with Google Flights. Now you can actually get on a Google flight. Like, come on. I would totally do that.
With that free Wi-Fi, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Like, come on. I would definitely do that.
Free integration with Drive. You
the
just
first
sign
class
in.
would be wild.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Sign in with Google? Yeah. That'd be wild.
Yeah. Okay.
But first of all, I didn't even know you could do this, but you can buy, so basically they put in a bid for $100 million to buy all of Spirit Airlines data. It's a lot of data. Roughly 100 million emails, 500 million Microsoft Teams chats, 7.2 billion records tracking competitors' flights, 7.5 billion passenger transaction recordings back to 2008, and more than 175,000 employee records going back to 1986. They would also receive like 17 million OneDrive files, 20 million SharePoint items, a bunch of like calendars and spreadsheets, like basically everything that Spirit Airlines data-wise had, they'd get. And the idea was to train the AI models.
Okay.
Well, you're going to say something?
Yes. Wait. Okay. You know whose consent in this entire thing is not even considered?
Doesn't matter.
All the past employees, all the passengers who check the box like, yeah, Spirit Airlines I'm agreeing to their terms of service and like their data processing. Like at no point you're thinking, oh, when I do this, they're going to hand all my information over to Google. Like, what the fuck? Well,
that's what I was saying. I didn't know you can just do bankrupt and you can just buy their data. I didn't know you could do that. I guess you could.
That's crazy.
Like if they own it, I mean, to be fair, if you're Spirit Airlines, like you're just trying to get as much money back from anything you can.
True.
100 million is not bad.
It's not bad. I wonder if it could kickstart Spirit Airlines again.
No. But they want it for the data, obviously.
Okay. Now,
what happened this morning was, because bankruptcy, you have to go through a whole court system and all that, which makes sense because it's people's data, even though you probably signed it off to it. But basically the flight attendants, 5,500 Spirit Airlines flight attendants filed an objection.
Yes.
To this.
Let's go.
Because they don't want their Microsoft Teams chats getting out.
Oh, yeah. What's up with the chats? Why would you sell chats?
You get all the data. You get all the data.
Okay.
Well, they're training the AI model, so they want everything, right? Like if you can get it, why not?
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to do with the freaking calendars.
Yeah.
But the spreadsheets. but they want to know because, it's got all the email addresses and the emails from employees as well. I'm sure they don't want that out. So they all they're defining an objection. So we'll see if Google actually gets this information.
Okay.
It's a lot of data. I think I flew Spirit once, so my stuff was in here.
Ooh. Yeah. I've never flown Spirit or Frontier. I have
money.
I did fly, what's it called? Breeze recently.
Breeze.
And I was a convert. I told myself I would never fly a flight by those 3 airlines. I did. And I take it back. It was actually a pretty good experience. So yikes, you're in here. But you don't have any Teams chats. That's where it's at.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to use it to train their models to do what? Like what are they going to use the personal models for? I mean, personal conversations for. Interesting. All right.
Probably just everything. Like, I'm sure there's stuff that is like more specific to traveling and like,
yes,
just stuff like that. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what it's probably going to be around. And because it was a business, like there's also going to be like probably conversations between finance and marketing and all this stuff that kind of goes with it. They're just going to use it for the data. I didn't realize they were doing that. I didn't know, like, are they going to other bankrupt companies and doing this, like buying all that data? So that's interesting to me.
Probably.
There was a note here that another company tried to also make that bid, Mercor. So they're like a data company, I guess. And then also Google said, who knows, they're not interested in acquiring customers' personal information, loyalty membership stuff, or credit card details. They're just more information. There's like the broad information. They're going to scrub it and use it for AI agents.
Okay.
So they're not going to like get all the credit. Like, what are they going to do? They already have your credit card information anyway. So
yeah, they don't care about all that. I mean, it's not like they can legally use that part anywhere. Okay. So you know how when houses foreclose or go into bankruptcy, you can have auctions that happen to sell the house itself. So someone could buy Spirit Airlines as a company, or all their assets are basically, line itemed. And like you can, like we go to estate sales and stuff here, or we auction, we use online auctions. That's why we got a brand new treadmill. This dresser that's sitting behind me is brand new. It was from a house that was a staging house. They use it to stage for a community. And we got it for like $50. We auctioned and got that dresser for it. Just stuff like that where we, they have those things. So I bet they do that on a large scale with businesses too. And they do it both for tangible and intangible assets. So intangible being data, which information, the more you know, the more power you have. So Google's like, hell yeah, we're going to get that stuff. And Google does have the Google Flights. I wonder if it'll help with predictions, purchase behavior, that kind of stuff on that end as well. You know what I mean?
Like how?
Like if they look at,
like, what do you mean?
If they look at Spirit Airlines historical, because they talked about like payment transactions, when people are buying, what the seasonality looks like, the dates based on destinations, yada, yada. When they're doing Google Flights, they could say, you should buy right now based on our prediction, based on our index, based on historicals. This is a high time to buy. This is a low time. This is how it should be priced, yada, yada. Is this going to go up over time? I get Google flight alerts all the time, so they'll probably in the flight alert be like, you got to buy right now. I mean, Kayak used to do it all the time when I used to use Kayak. So yeah.
Makes sense. Speaking of that, just a quick side tangent. Gemini.
Yeah.
For looking for Google flights, but like, when you have to do like a overseas travel and like you need to go to one city and then go to another because you have kids and like all that stuff, Gemini is wildly time saving for that. Really? Like being able to ask it like, what are the biggest cities in Europe? Like, so I have to go to Warsaw, Poland, which is weird. Yes, it's weird. I know. But I'm also leaving from Rochester, New York, which is a very small airport. So I told it like, all right, what if we go to Toronto? What if we go to Buffalo, Syracuse, which is like hour and a half from us? What are the differences there between that to go to like, let's just say London and then Warsaw? Yeah. Because if I try to fly out of Rochester, it's literally like 32-hour flight. Yeah. Because I have to stop twice. Yes. And it's also a bajillion dollars. Yeah. So I got to figure out like what those solutions are, and trying to do that just like myself or just have like a person do it is ridiculous. Terrible. Yeah. So now I have like a prompt going, and every day I'll ask it like anything new that's opened up. Like, can we do this? Like, what if we thought about this? And it's like, it's so much better. It's crazy. Interesting. I like it. Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. I am using it to plan my itineraries for the 2 European vacations we have coming up. And then, but I always... Where are you going?
we have 2 weddings we're going to. They're both in October. The first one's in Greece. The second one's in Barcelona. And they're 2 weeks apart. It's going to be crazy. Some of it we have to book like tickets for sightseeing stuff in advance, and then like trying to plan the logistics. Do we need a car? Do we not need a car? All of this stuff. And it's like, thank God for AI, because I used to do all that manually. I have a spreadsheet for every trip we have taken for a long time. Oh, speaking of, do you travel a lot with your wife, or have you in the past before Asher? One of the things that we did, and it was a cute like activity. So side tangent of your side tangent. We went through our entire Airbnb history from the start of the time we've been together. My husband and I have been together like almost 12 years, and all the Airbnbs, and we were like, oh, and then got to revisit some of the memories, like, oh my God, remember this place? And it had the weird loft upstairs, and oh, this was our favorite place. This one would have been good, but then there was like this weird cat, whatever, like just going through, this weird host that was trying to sell us weed. And like, it was just so fun to go through that and also see how the quality of Airbnbs started getting better over time, just from the supply, but also from us becoming more financially stable too. We were able to afford better places. It was just a lot of fun to view. So highly recommend that as an activity between you and your spouse if you guys traveled a lot. Okay. So this one is interesting for marketers, but if you know anything about this, Reddit has been butting heads with LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, etc., right? Because Reddit is a wealth of information. We all know this. The LLMs have been citing Reddit and social platforms. Like we always talk about LinkedIn posts showing up in the sources for LLM summaries and things like that. Now, Reddit had a big problem with this because Reddit also, if you go into the Reddit app, Reddit has its own AI in there where you can ask kind of a similar question like you would in Google, and it would consolidate all the posts in Reddit to answer that question for you and give you a summarized answer. It's actually really good. I use that AI Reddit function all the time. So Reddit's obviously like, I'm not just going to give these guys my information for free that's on my platform. So they've been going at it with ChatGPT, with OpenAI for a while. So OpenAI is like, fine, F you, I don't need your shit. And then after August 14th, so it kind of came to a head, they're saying there's like a couple of posts and they're like, no, OpenAI is not giving an answer, but it's pretty clear given the history of them arguing over using data from other platforms. And we know LinkedIn hates being scraped too. But GPT is like, bet, I'm not going to use you as a source primarily anymore. And now has changed some of that. So there are 2 posts I want to look at, and both kind of say the same thing, which is Reddit has lost 86% of ChatGPT citations within 4 days. And it says nobody can tell you why, but obviously I just told you why it did it. But there's a couple of studies, but I want to share the one from Sami, who is Sami Akkawi, co-founder at Petra Labs. They analyzed 126,500 ChatGPT responses. And what they found was that social domains, so things like LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, those are the channels they looked at. They have decreased in being cited within ChatGPT as a source across the board. But the highest is YouTube, with an 88% decrease in being sourced in ChatGPT. They're like not even pulling YouTube videos up. So before you could be like, hey, I want to see yada, yada. And this is OpenAI specifically, because I know Gemini will show a YouTube video, but OpenAI will not do that, or has decreased it quite significantly at 88%. Reddit, they've stopped citing and the decline has gone down to 81%. Okay. So they've lowered that number as well. So they're like, fine, Reddit, we don't need your shit. They've stopped citing TikTok by 72%, Facebook 38%, and LinkedIn by 36%. So Facebook and LinkedIn, obviously a little bit lower. We're still there a lot. I've seen it myself where they will cite LinkedIn posts in there, but those are dropping as well. So I bet your next question is, well, what are they citing instead? And right. I think this part is really important, especially for marketers, which is the citation share now is mostly going to company-owned websites. So obviously your first party information, if you have original thoughts, POVs, yada, yada, if you have original documentation on your website, that they're going to reference that first. If you are putting in transactional queries, like I'm looking for scheduling software, it's going to take some of your Calendly, it might take some of your stuff with more of a grain of salt, because obviously they know you're trying to sell that. So secondly, it will go to like agnostic sites, maybe an integration partner that says, hey, here's, a software that we like for scheduling. So it's going to take more of like agnostic websites for transactional type stuff, and then agnostic sites or POV type content about the topic regardless. So any commercial queries, it will do like agnostic sites. Any direct queries, it will do company-owned websites. And then it's doing a decline on all these social forum type platforms like YouTube, Reddit, and the social platforms there. So as we see this develop, you'll also see then, I think, some bias in what ChatGPT comes back with, because its data set is not going to include people who are chit-chatting about a software on Reddit, for example. My question is, I wonder if you specifically in your prompt say, hey, what are people on Reddit saying about XYZ? I actually do this a lot. Like I'll watch a show and I'll be like, what are people on Reddit saying about like Ultimatum or whatever? And, ChatGPT or whatever will come back with stuff. I wonder if it's going to be like, you can just go to Reddit and ask, search for it there instead, because they're going through this like legal tug of war. Not legal, but, conflict. What are your thoughts?
And it does, to your point, I think it does sound like you can still say, from Reddit or from TikTok, from YouTube, and still get that data. It sounds like it's more of like what their average searches, if you're not asking for something specific, where that information is coming from.
Yes.
So I actually saw a comment from Sami with follow-up data that showed like, all right, so all the stuff you just showed with all the social TikTok and YouTube and Reddit, that's all decreased. So as a sum, that's decreased about 73%. And then news sites have actually decreased 2% as well. But then review sites are up 38%.
Ooh.
Non-competitive owned media up 33%. Institutions up 16%. Owned media up 9%. I'm not sure if that counts for everything, but it actually does. It kind of adds up there. I don't even know how to think about it, because like they're all like every single one that we're talking about where they get data from, like even Reddit, I picked it back up a couple weeks ago. The amount of crap in there, like just fake, is wild. Same with our own websites. We make ourselves look the best. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yes.
Same with review sites. It's gamed.
Yes.
Same with owned media, like all institutions. Aren't they like everything's sponsors? Like what?
This is why, much like anything else, I think when people look at AI, they're like, okay, it's the end all be all. It's going to give us all these opinions. And because it's conversational, we assume that it has a conscience and we can, talk to it, follow up questions, yada, yada. And you can to a certain extent, but you have to understand that the accuracy piece is important. And then there is very strong bias because it is created by humans, and it can only go as far as being essentially a very smart conversational type aggregator. That's all it is, right? It's summarizing stuff that it finds on the internet, and its sources now are just basically being shaved off a little bit more. So it's a less well-rounded picture. That said, from a marketing perspective, though, it's important to continue to create content on websites. In my mind, that's what I'm seeing here, is to continue to just create content, not like from an SEO perspective, just to put stuff out there. Also putting stuff out on opinions that you have no bearing on, meaning like you don't have if I write a blog or whatever, if I write about Calendly on my website, the Scroll Lab, not about buying it, but maybe I could take two different angles. One is, what scheduling tool do I use for my work at the Scroll Lab? Or I'll write something else like using a Calendly booking link on landing pages. Those two are relevant to my business, but I'm talking about Calendly, who does not pay me for anything, it's not a sponsorship, it's not pay to play, whatever. I write about this stuff. It can pull that in as an agnostic source if someone is considering a Calendly purchase in the future. So I think like much like anything, the TLDR is content is really important, genuine, authentic content, hopefully. And eventually it'll get smarter at determining which ones are pay to play, which one is agnostic, those types of things, because we know B2B websites, like all of us are going to be the best, you know? We're all going to say that we're the best damn thing on the internet, but they're going to cross-reference and verify with other places.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's right. The other thing is everyone should just be weary of is they're going to change. This is going to change again.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Reddit's going to be back. Reddit's going to be back.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
And we're going to have the same graph, but reversed. Like it's all going to, these things are going to change so fast that like wherever you put your stuff, you still unfortunately need to put it everywhere.
Yes. Distribution is king. I think that this is actually really good for Reddit. Like I think OpenAI is doing it as like a FU Reddit, FU YouTube. But the problem is like Reddit is the second, what is it? YouTube, the second largest search engine, and Reddit is the third. Like if you look at the three sources, now it's probably like between AI search and LLMs, Reddit and YouTube are going to be second and third in whatever order. All it's going to do is drive more people to go to YouTube directly or go to Reddit directly. Reddit has the AI summary. YouTube has Gemini in there that you can ask questions. Like literally every video is ask questions about this video on the side panel. So all it's going to do is just drive more traffic back to those platforms where you'd be able to use their like native AI functions. So you know who suffers ultimately? You know who suffers? It's us.
People.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always the users who suffer
race.
because now we're back to pre-AI where we don't have the aggregator. To get a full view, we have to go to 3 separate places and understand what's going on.
Or we can just all give in and just say whatever it says goes.
Just don't even bother trying to get it from other sources.
No need.
Yeah.
No need for your references.
Yeah, who cares?
Don't need it.
Who cares?
Whatever you say goes.
We've lived this long.
I could always just come back.
We've lived this long without any of it, right? Without getting sources from 100 different places. We've lived this long without it. So why start now? Why start with a full rounded picture at this stage in life, right?
Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying just trust AI.
Oh, great.
Indefinitely. Just not even just trust, just let it happen. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just let it happen and just don't call people out on M dashes anymore and just no more.
Just give in.
Whatever it is. Just give in.
Give in and give up.
We can't fight anymore. We got to stop.
Just stop fighting it.
Give in.
Yeah. You and Dan Sanchez should hang out. Just give up all the human elements.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Sanchez.
All right.
Hashtag Sanchez.
Okay, so that's what we have today. Some things to noodle on for yourself. Some things we flagged for you. We actually don't have anything in closed one today because
y'all slacking.
Yeah, y'all are slacking.
What's going on
we
here?
need some jokes. They just weren't that funny. Like some of the stuff I saw was like, okay, that's not that funny. So ruthless prioritization.
Weak.
If you want to get on this and you want to just be funnier. That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Retention rate.